Live. All right, guys. Got to do some jumping jacks to get excited. If you could hear me, if you could watch me, let me know in the comment section. This is going to be episode number 3 of the reality check. A little bit late today because it's Saturday and there's a dog barking, but it's Saturday, so I was able to actually slip in a little bit, right? I've been working 6 days a week, and now finally I could get the Saturday off. So wow, thank you. Some of you guys that tell me, "Oh, don't ask for money. You should get a job." I got a job. I work 6 days a week. So here's the deal, guys. I wanted to talk today. Good morning to everyone watching out there. I wanted to do episode 3 here and talked about how some young guys are blind, and a lot of times this has to do with I would say kind of like the inexperienced guy, the guy that hasn't done too much training. So there's a guy that goes to a class, does a little bit of training, and make that person pretty much a god. This guy told me this, so it must be the way to go. So my advice for you guys is like continue to take training, continue to be a better weapon. This is a reality check series. So what I'm doing here is that I'm talking about things that I seen here in the community that I'm like, doesn't really make too much sense. Quite a good example is the whole press check, right? Don't do press checks, because if you do a press check, you are very inexperienced and you don't know anything about guns when, places like the United States Marine Corps do a breath check. So, and again, when I did the video saying that should be done for a pre-inspection, everyone's attacked me and said, well, you should never pre-inspect anything. You should know your gun is loaded. Well, do you check the gas in your car? You should know your car has gas. Do you check, when you go traveling 10 hours away or to a different state, do you check if you have, I don't know, a jack? Do you check your front door? It should be locked, because when you came in, you lock your front door. No, we do pre-inspections to make sure that whatever we did is okay. In fact, the human person, us, tend to mess things up. How many times you think I've answered this question? Have you ever thought you had your car keys and you left it in the car? Of course you did. Everybody does that. That's why you do a pre-inspection, to check yourself, to make sure that you didn't make a mistake. So here's the deal. So because I said that, it's like, oh no, this guy told me this guy told me that. Tools in your toolbox. The more you learn, the more you could utilize. So don't be blind to what somebody tells you. Really don't. Go out there and grab a lot of information and then make your own decision. Here's another example. Back in 2010, I got put in the company. I was the company training NCO. I was a sergeant, right? And I hated that job. Freaking hated it. You had to be behind a computer and, scheduling rifle range. Hey, these Marines are going to the rifle range. These Marines are going to the pistol range. Who's going to swing qual? And things like that. I hated that. I was a sergeant. I wanted to train Marines. I wanted to teach them how to do, tactics and things like that. What happened a few years later, 2012, I want to say, about a couple of years after that? Well, now I'm the staff sergeant. Now I'm the training chief for the company. So I was able to, now that I'm supervising over 200 people training, I was able to really reach in and grab that knowledge that I had from being a training NCO and establish procedures, establish different regulations, establish things, brief the commanding officer. So the more you learn, the more you're going to get better. Maybe, what, and I criticized this in the past, maybe this is not a good idea. The whole tempo index, maybe it's not a good idea, but let me be open to it. Let me see what they have to say, and if I'm going to use it or not, it's a different conversation, which I'm not going to use it. I don't like this right here. I feel kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm back in the 70s or something. But either way, I'm listening, I'm learning. Don't be blind. Don't be the guy that is like, this tactical ninja guy that I paid $500 for the class told me that this is the only way to be, so I have to do that. There's a lot of people blind here. Learn as much as you can and then utilize those tools as if you feel necessary. Maybe after a while, maybe you go like, you know what, this is not good, but For you, it may be. For you, it may be. I mean, I feel very unnatural right here, but maybe you don't. Maybe it's a good tool for you. Obviously, there's guys out there teaching trash. I'm not saying that this or no preach, not trash. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some of the videos that we're seeing here in the community. I think Nick from Practical Tactical has a really good one that he shows a guy flagging a bunch of students and things like that. So obviously there's guys out there that are teaching trash, but be really open-minded to suck up all that information. In the Marine Corps, I used to say, I'm a sponge. Now I look like a sponge. I'm a sponge. I'm sucking up all that information, and after I suck all that, I'm going to utilize it as I feel, as I think is necessary. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. About 8 people, 23 people watching this. Jody made it to the live stream. Thank you so much. This is going a little bit later because I'm slipping a little bit. We're gonna do 30 episode reality check. This is episode 3, so we got 27 more coming up. I appreciate you guys' support. Big shout out to all the guys that Julius sent me an email regarding cheap ammo. All right, man, I got to check it. Sorry, I haven't checked my emails. There's been comments and emails coming everywhere. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate the patrons. Big shout out to the patrons that have been supporting me here in the channel, and they're donating money every month to the channel. You guys are freaking awesome. And all you guys that like, share my videos, and watch and take the time to comment, you guys are awesome too. The guys that are trolling out there, you guys are not awesome. Yeah, there we go. I was being nice. But anyways, stay tuned. More videos coming out. We see you tomorrow again with episode number 4. I got to figure out what I got to say in episode number 4. So put comments down below and help me out. And as always, God is in control.